Hi guys, welcome back to channel Master S3. So today we're gonna talk a little bit about the Gundam design or maybe the details by comparing the Harute Hobby Star version with the Bandai version, and also a little bit of the articulation for this Gundam Harute which we just built. If you have yet to see the video, link is down in the description below. Go check it out, how we assemble this Gundam Harute in a time-lapse video. So let's get started by doing a little bit comparison between the Harute Hobby Star version and the Bandai version. So from the height of both kits, there is not much difference. In the height, we actually can't see any difference between the height. So now we're gonna look into the details on the light part. As you can see from here, there's the extra details done on the Gundam Harute. And also for this part here, a very small part. As you can see from the Bandai, there is no extra details here. And also here. And for this part here, you can see there's a sticker provided for the Gundam Harute. But for the Bandai Gundam Harute, there's no sticker or anything. You may need to do some painting at all this part here. And for the light, there's this extra details here which you can hardly see. But for Bandai, there's no extra details here. While for the feet part, you can see there's extra details done in front of the feet and also the side. While for Bandai, it's just a normal plain part. There is no extra details except this small part here, which perhaps you can hardly see. This small part. Now we're gonna look into the details on the back of the leg and also the feet. You can see here there's a sticker provided for the Harute. And from this part here, as we mentioned just now, there's extra details here. But for Bandai, there is no extra details. Well, for the black part, it's actually look the same. But for the Gundam Harute, if you look deeper into the color, it's actually darker. It's a pure black. Well, for the Bandai, it's look a bit gray. So now we look into the details at the back of both of the Gundam. As you can see here, there's extra details here on the Harute Hobby Star version. Well, for the Bandai, there is no extra details here. From the shoulder, there's small details here. But for Bandai, there is no details here. And from the back of the Gundam, you can see there's extra line made here. But for Bandai, there's no any extra details on this part. As you can see from the back of the Gundam, this part here actually is quite tight. It's very hard to fit in. But for Bandai, there's no issue. So this part here, there's a little sticker provided. Same goes to this part. But for Bandai, there's no sticker provided for all this part. So now we're gonna look into the details of the head. This is the Harute Hobby Star version. There's a bigger sticker. And this is the Bandai version, which is actually a smaller sticker. The head, if you can see from this side, the Harute Hobby Star version is actually quite bigger comparing to the Bandai version. From the chin of the Harute Hobby Star version, it's actually slimmer and longer comparing to the Bandai version, which is shorter and bigger. So now we move on to the body part. There's an extra sticker provided here and also on the bottom here. And from this part here, you can see there's an extra sticker here. This is actually a green sticker and a little extra details comparing to the Bandai version. From the skirt part, there's a difference between these small details here comparing to the Bandai version. So this is the Harute Gundam backpack, or maybe you call this the mobile armor. Now we're gonna review this. On the back of the missile pod here, this is the missile pod, which in the movie it can launch some missile. But for both of it, for the Bandai and also the Hobby Star version, there is no extra part like or extra details like the missile pod can be opened up. So you can see here there's this small little sticker here, and then on the center part of the mobile armor or the backpack, it looks the same. There's not much details except for this part here. You can see from this part there's extra details here. And for the head, the front part, on the Bandai version you can see there's a small details on the glasses here. Well, for the Harute version, the details is actually not so obvious here. From this part you can see that the Bandai actually did a better job from the clear part and also the inner part. And from the side part, for the Bandai version, it's actually just a normal part, a big part here. There's only a sticker here. Well, for the Harute version, you can see there's this extra details, extra sticker. So actually for the Harute Hobby Star version, the part here actually can be opened up. There is some of the GN scissor beads, as you can see here, the GN scissor beads. But for the Bandai version, there is no any extra part here. You cannot open up because this is a whole thing, a whole part. The black part is a whole part. So next is the bottom part of both of the backpack or mobile armor. You can see that the Hobby Star version here, actually have a nicer details comparing to this Bandai brand. And also from the missile pod, there is an extra part here. But for the Bandai, there is no extra part. And for the orange part here, you can see this is just a plain surface for the Bandai. While for the Harute Hobby Star version, you can see there's extra details here. Let me bring it closer so that you guys can see it. There's extra details here, all the extra details. Okay, all the extra details here. While comparing to the Bandai version, actually it's quite plain. It's a plain surface. So up next will be the GN Sword Rifle. On the right hand is a Bandai version, and on the left this is the Hobby Star version. Well, for the part here, you can see that the Hobby Star version actually gives a clear green part, which slightly look more nicer and more attractive. Well, for the Bandai version, it's only a clear part on the sword part. On the Harute Hobby Star version, this part is actually another extra part, which is a black part. But for Bandai, it's kind of a lazy job. This is just actually a sticker. But if you can see from both of the GN Sword Rifle, the Harute version does not close well. There is some gap. And for the Bandai version, for sure the articulation is better. So that is a little comparison between the Harute Hobby Star version with the Bandai version. Now we're gonna look into the articulation for this kit. Before that, we would like to show that actually for this kit there is some extra part and also the GN scissor beads. or maybe you call this the funnel, and also 4 extra hand, which is the open hand, and also the closed plum here, the closed plum. Okay, and also the stand, extra stand. And for this Harute Hobby Star version, you get this clear part for attaching the GN scissor bits, which attach on the stand here, the big stand here, and also a water slide decal from Dallin. So now we're gonna look into the articulation for this kit. First of all, we're gonna shake this kit. As you can see, there is a very loose part, and for the hand, actually is quite a lot loose on the right hand. I'm not sure why the right hand and also the right leg is so loose. As you can see from our previous video, when we assemble this time, when we try to assemble it, we try to take up and show the camera, the part just fell off, just like that. So as you can see for this part here, actually there's some extra details made on the bottom of the feet here. There's an extra black part to cover it. But well, for the Bandai version, there's no any extra effort put here. So we're gonna be transforming this. We're just gonna do a simple articulation for you guys. The hand is actually quite stable. You can turn it around, and perhaps you can make a pose like this, For the right hand, there is no loose part. I'm not sure why the left hand just kind of loose. And also, yeah, when we try to do some pose, the part just fell off, just like that. So it's very loose. You're not gonna take the risk to make the posing all of the time. So from the front part here, there is some articulation when we transform, but for this part here, actually sometimes it's when you get the right gimmick, you can just pull it off just like this for transformation. But sometimes this polycap just stuck in between inside. But for this, we have actually did something to make it loose a bit so that the polycap can come out in front here for the transformation. But still, there is sometimes it's just stuck right inside. Okay, for the transformation to the things just fell off easy. I'm not sure what I can say about it. So let's get back. Yeah, you just gotta take this off and do the review. So this is the light. Actually, when transformation, the light just close like this and you just push it inside. And for this part here, actually it's still tight. I'm not sure why. This kit just kind of gave me a headache. So you pull it like this, you hear the tuck sound. That means it's on place, that it's ready to transform into the mobile suit. So now we're gonna see this, the backpack. You can see actually the right and the left side is actually having a good articulation. It does not just turn around, because this part there is a polycap here and also some articulation here for transformation. But for this part here, actually it's quite tight. It's actually quite good. So well, for back of this, there is 6 total of GN scissor beads, which you can used for some posing. For this part here, the right side, I think most probably this kit, the right side, all having some issue. There's some issue closing it. You have to press harder comparing to the left side. And for the GN's rifle, the assault rifle, you can see actually this having a bigger gap. This actually is the left side if according to the manual, and this is the right side. You can actually kind of close it close to the max, you won't see the gap, but for the left side there is some gap. And for this part, the holder is actually quite hard to pull it out. Now we just gonna need to have some toothpick or some part to pull it out. Yeah, it's actually quite hard to pull it out. And for the part here, the holder here, there's a gimmick for the hand, whereby actually there's this gimmick which you can actually attach into it and it's gonna be fit there. Let's try to open the other side, see if we can open it up. Yeah, we actually able to open it up. So let's just show a bit on the gimmick on the hand. We're gonna take the hand out, not the whole hand. Yeah, this polycaps is actually quite loose. So let's just get the hand out and we're gonna show you guys the small little gimmick here. There's this small gimmick here for attaching the GN bin rifle, like this. You can actually attach it into this hole so that the gun won't fall off, because actually for the GN bin rifle is actually quite heavy for the polycap to handle. And this part here actually you can open up. You can see there's the laser part here as the GN bin rifle. So let's test the articulation here. We're gonna just move it up. You can see actually it's quite hard to pose it for this part here. Maybe you're gonna do some posing like this. It's actually quite heavy. The hand just become quite loose. You can see the GN bin rifle actually quite heavy. It just move the hand downwards. Okay, I think that's all for our short review. Hopefully this kit gonna give you a good impression. For us, from the design, it's actually we give a thumbs up comparing to the Bandai version. But for the articulation, due to this is a third party kit, I guess we have to say we give only maybe 50 marks or 100 marks. So yeah, we just take out and the lights just fell off. So for our suggestion for this part here, actually you may just put some of the new polish, which we have a tutorial in our video. We have included down in the description box below. after you put some of the nail polish, it's gonna be tightened, and hopefully the poly caps here does fit well and it don't drop off anymore. So we're just gonna combine this, the backpack. And for this part, we're just gonna attach it to the left side. So after a few minutes, we try to get this kit to stand, and also combining all the parts, we actually get it to stand right in front of our camera. So this is the posing or the look after you build the kit. It's actually, from this view, it look quite solid, but the fact of this kit actually is quite fragile. When you just take out the kit, you can see parts falling. So we're gonna transform this kit into the mobile armor mode. So after a few minutes, we try to transform this. We managed to get it transformed into the mobile armor mode, or maybe the fly mode. So we don't actually dare to turn it around. We will try our best to turn it without the parts falling off from the kit itself. This is how it looks like from the top of the kit. We're gonna be slow and steady, and the part just fell off. So as you can see here, this is the bottom part of the mobile armor after transform, of the mobile kit after transform. This part here actually is quite loose. Part here, it just fell off easily. So that's all for our review for this Gundam Harute Hobby Star version. Hope you will like, share and subscribe to our channel for more upcoming videos. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up down below. And cheers guys, we're gonna see you again soon.